Yo, we back. Real recognize real. We back with another session.
Yeah.
Hootie Mack O.G Squeeze in the building, of course.
Definitely.
Today's guest, we have my girl, my dog, a pioneer of the city for real.
For real.
My girl, Kia Stenson. How you doing, Kia?
What's going on? I'm good. Clap it up, clap it up. Right.
Glad to have you on. I know it's been a minute. We've been chatting left and right. I know you talked to OG about getting you on the show, and it's a pleasure. Definitely glad and a pleasure to have you on.
I appreciate you.
How you been? How you been living?
I've been good.
That's good. That's good.
Just kicking it, but not high. But I'm still kicking it.
I know that's right. But look, Kia, we just got back, from Jamaica and stuff like that. We had a good old time. You know what I mean? She told me she wanted to come on the podcast.
Okay.
So, I called my brother Hootie. You know what I mean? Like, bro, we got a big one. You know what I mean? Like, right. You need to check this out. Mm-hmm. She want to speak her truth, so she got the platform to do that.
How the hell everybody going to Jamaica except me? God damn.
Oh, you gotta just come on and go. You just gotta go.
We planned the trip. Your dog planned the trip.
Yeah, man. Y'all had a good time.
You just gotta come on.
So you had a great time. I seen some of your pictures though.
Oh man, I had a ball. When I say I had a ball.
Luxury travel group, man.
Yes.
Like luxury travel group. If you want to travel, get in touch with, luxury travel group. We definitely make it happen.
But what I like out of all things about, when I seen the pictures of y'all trip, the couples photo, like all y'all had, that shit was dope. That was, he had to be in the front and shit.
Yeah, he is who he is. OG.
I was like, that's
OG Squeeze.
That's black love, man.
What they call me sis over that motherfucker though. What they kept calling me.
Oh, the general.
You feel me? Like, well, hell yeah. Shout outs to Jamaica, man.
Yeah, that's what's up, because that black love thing, man, is real beautiful. So when I see it, I definitely have to commend it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy B. My homie been around a long time since the Y days, left-handed.
Yeah,
B
he
Jones,
is left-handed.
That's my dog. So, shout outs to B, shout outs to everything. But, we gonna we just gonna get into your lifestyle a little bit, because you truly have a story. I call it a testimony. Other people call it a story, but you really do. And every time we have a guest, I like to talk about, when I met you, how long I've been knowing you. I've been knowing you probably damn near all my life. But I first met you at NYSP.
Oh, wow.
When we was at we was at NYSP, that's when I first knew who Kia was, and you was just cool.
Explain that for the people that don't know. What is
NYSP was stood for National Youth Sports Program.
At Winston-Salem State.
Yeah, at Winston-Salem State, and to keep it real, either you went to NYSP or you went to the Y.
Camp.
Yeah, you had some money, you went to Winston-Salem. You was broke, you went to NYSP, sitting in that hot ass sun with everybody else. It was real. But so that's what we all used to go in the summertime for free. So I met a lot of people that was from other sides of town at NYSP, and that's why I had the pleasure to meet Kia at. Then later on, down the line, Kia and my cousin, they had a beautiful daughter together. And so that's where I really call her, I call her my cousin now, you know what I'm saying? So I remember when my cousin had gotten into some trouble, and your daughter was, how old was your daughter?
She was 5.
She was 5 when, shout out to Wayne though, her dad, shout out to Wayne. So her
shout out to Wayne Covington.
Right. So when Wayne got into some trouble, I guess I had a little bit of money in my pocket at the time. So I told Kia, like, I do whatever I can to, make sure little cuz straight. So every week I was, whether it's $20 or whether it's $50, I was just throwing her something, just to, pretty much do my part. I mean, I get, that's what real niggas do in my world. So that's what I was, doing. And I commend you on the fact that when Wayne was doing his time, like, you really held it down for your kids. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you ain't complain about nothing. You know what I'm saying? You really held it down as to being a mother. So I always commend you on that. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's your older daughter, or I call her little Dee, whether it's your middle one or your youngest one, yo, you do your thing. You do your thing.
Yes. Number one, I'm a mother first.
Right.
Above all things. Mother first, teacher second, provider third.
Of course.
And I am Kia.
Right.
So that's all you get. So, yeah.
Hey, shout out the fact that, you know, people locked up, you holding stuff down by yourself, you feel me? Like, women, some women tend to be strippers and all of that, you feel me? Mm-hmm. Turn to the streets, so, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Shout out for you, you know what I mean, for, you know, working and always providing a way for your kids.
Appreciate that, bro.
And you had a great structure as far as a father figure, because rest in peace to your dad. Mm-hmm. Your dad, every time I see your dad, because, you know, we called your dad Mac. Mm-hmm. And of course, me being Hootie Mac, every time I seen your dad, it was like, how you doing, Mac? Like, I had to get some knowledge from your dad every time I seen him. Whether we in the club, it's loud music, or just on the streets, your dad always has something positive to tell me. Absolutely. So I was like, yo, that's where Kia get that shit from. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Your dad was really structured out here in this world, man, and he definitely is missed right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he's truly missed. For me to go from talking to my daddy and him going to get something to eat, and an hour later my daddy gone.
Right.
Like, that's a different kind of feeling. Like, a lot of people lose their parents, but to actually sit in the space and you there every second is counting, and your daddy is leaving this world, and that's your best freaking friend. You feel what I'm saying?
I definitely do.
Right.
I think that man need his own street. I think he
should.
I think he like Mo Lucas. You feel me? Like, for real, like, he on that level to the kids. You know what I mean? Like, he was a coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was a coach. He was a father to so many.
Right.
Yeah.
And me being the only child, like, but I got so many brothers and sisters, like, in this city, because my daddy was who he was, and it wasn't never a no with my daddy. If he had $10 in his pocket, if you call him, you can get it. If he had 50 cents in his pocket, he gonna make sure that he still make that 50 to a 10,
right?
Regardless to anything, because that's who he was. And it's a lot that I can't feel because I'm not him,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Number one, I'm a girl,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And my daddy only had one child, and then after that, I had him 3 granddaughters. But he was a coach. He coached football. He coached basketball, softball,
I ain't know Mac
everything.
Was a coach.
Coach,
Yes.
Not only that, he a coach of life. You feel me? Like, he prepared you for, you know, to be a man.
Right.
You feel me? Like, he dropped jewels on you. You know what I mean?
He did. And it was so many times that my daddy would sit there and he have these stories, and he go back to when he played at Atkins, and I ain't really want to hear those stories. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now, as I sit and he's gone, I wish I would have listened, because he gave me so much knowledge about so many things, but I had a deaf ear on it because at the moment I ain't want to hear that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how it usually be.
Yeah.
Now after he passed, what didn't you have, like a golf tournament or something?
Oh, well, all right, about this golf tournament.
Yeah. Okay, explain that to me.
So, my uncle come to me with this bright idea. Like, my daddy is who he is, and everybody know that.
Okay.
So, my uncle come to me with this bright idea about, let's have a golf tournament. All right? Cool. I'm like, that's all right, have the golf tournament. That's cool. But what is the money going to? And I'm like, okay, my daddy out here, stuff wasn't, as they say, make sure your house is in order.
Right, and I was talking about that on the last segment.
Make sure your house is in order. So, me thinking, when my daddy had the conversation with me, back in March, my daddy had the conversation with me, like, Kia, I'm not going to be here too much longer. You know what I'm saying? And he like, what you going to do with the house? What you going to do this, that, and the other? And I'm like, Dad, you ain't going nowhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you done outlived so many people. Like, we done been in the hospital several times, but you ain't going nowhere. He said, it ain't up to me this time. And I was like,
That's
well,
real.
okay.
That's real.
So He like, we need to go talk to these people. We need to talk to these people. And I'm like, well, just write everything down. So he wrote everything down, but we didn't get it notarized. So by us not getting it notarized,
damn, right.
It ain't even valid. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So he wrote his stuff down. I took a video of him writing it down and everything, but it's not in void because it's not notarized.
Y'all listen to that out there. You heard what she just said. Get that stuff notarized, man. Make sure it's legit.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So then my uncle come to me and I'm like, okay, well, we can have the thing, but like it's got to be in order. Like if we're going to have stuff, it has to be in order. When I do business, I do business.
Right.
Like we can't just you throw some shit together. Right. Sorry, but you can't just
good on here.
You can't throw some stuff together and just think it's gonna be a success. Like we gotta have like who gonna have the hot dogs. If we doing holes and stuff, I don't know nothing about golf. Number one, my daddy never played golf. He had golf clubs and all that stuff, but my daddy was football, baseball, and basketball.
Okay,
golf was just some stuff that he just gathered from, you know, people being deceased. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't his thing. So number one, I'm thinking if we're gonna do something for my daddy, we do a football tournament or we do a AAU. Everybody that played for my daddy, because it goes all the way back to like so many guys. Right. Like even when he passed, people come to the house and I'm like, I didn't even know you had no relationship with my daddy that I see out in the streets every day. But they like, your daddy did so much for me that I can't even tell you the stuff that he did for me. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know what he did because he never talked about what he did.
What he did, right.
So they had to go.
He was always blessed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. People that tell what they do for people, that be your blessings and you don't get nothing. You know,
right.
Return, you feel me?
Right. So I'm like, cool with the golf tournament, number one, but I'm still like, that ain't what my daddy did. But I'm like, okay, if we're going to do it, let's give it to like a high school student that's struggling or something, want to go to college, but they don't have the funds for it. So they try to take it to the Ephesus because we 7-day Adventist on my daddy's side.
Okay.
They try to take it to the Ephesus church, but the Ephesus church only stops at 10th grade. I said, so that's not benefiting somebody that's finna graduate. Let's do it for somebody that's finna graduate. They want to go to school. You know what I'm saying? Let's have those funds available for them. Yeah. So it was like a high school.
Why do they put a cap on?
Yeah, like, that's what I was feeling.
On the age. You know what I mean?
Like, at 10th grade at that.
Yeah. Like, people that's 18, 19, 20, they still need help too.
Right. They really probably need it.
You're not grown until you're 21.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Your brain not even developed until you're 21.
So did the tournament ever?
Yeah, the tournament happened, but I told him don't do the tournament and don't use my daddy's name. Number one, I'm his administrator of his estates. Right. That's my daddy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't do the tournament because number one, you go and you create a business account in my daddy's name and I'm not on the account. But that's what family do. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I'm like, cancel the whole thing. Right. You know what I'm saying? I go to the golf course. I, speak to the people or whatever. I send the word or stuff. So my uncle get mad and he like, well, a lot of people didn't show up because Kia told him not to. But I was supposed to tell you not to because you didn't go about it the right way. Right. How you create a business account in my daddy's name and I ain't on it? My daddy dead. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. You never was that person. You never was that guy. You never stood out. But now you want to use the one thing that can get you, you know what I'm saying, to capitalize off something. So we not capitalizing off nothing. We not having no golf tournament. But he go on through with it. He raised $800, but it still didn't go towards my daddy. Man. Look, y'all be sure to subscribe. Y'all be sure to like Real Recognize Real. Y'all tell a friend to tell a friend that we here. Hottest podcast on the East Coast, if you ask my opinion. But that's neither here nor there right now. So, Kia, what we are going to get into now, I mean, we're going to this Real Recognize Real, so we really going to get into it. Well, go ahead. Okay. Hold on, before we get into the meat and potatoes. Before we get into all that, I want to know, the people want to know, that you were cancer survivor. Absolutely. And stuff like Absolutely. That. Like, what's that like? Did that bring you closer to God? You know what I mean? Like, and make you realize that, life, don't take it for granted. You feel me? Because you could be here
1 minute and go on the next.
Absolutely. What I'll say is that when I left here in 2018 and I moved to D.C., and I carried my family on my back when I was in D.C., and I realized that, hey, this is just too much. You know what I'm saying? So I had to return back to Winston-Salem. Number one, my grandma was sick and she was passing away. My grandma was my everything. She passed away when I came back. She was sick. She was going through her transition, dementia, everything. And she passed away. And it was like, when I got back to Winston-Salem in 2019, it was like everything just started happening. Mm-hmm. When I say everything started happening, everything started happening. When she died, that was like number one. And ever since 2019, it's just been like hit after hit after hit.
So did you know about the cancer before your grandma passed?
No. I was fine.
Yeah.
I was good. I felt like I was anyway.
So tell me about that. How did that come about?
All right. So 40 years old as a woman, you go and have your physical, your 40th physical, right? So that's the year that you're supposed to have your mammogram.
Okay.
All right. So I go for my 40th physical. I'm trying to get life together or whatever. In January, I graduated from Salem College. I was there 10 years, but I graduated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations.
Graduated from Salem College in January 2020. So I'm like, okay, life is good. Like, life is finna take off now. I finally completed this.
Right.
Like, I can do what I need to do. So,
that's when that devil come in.
yes. So 2020, graduated from Salem College. Dang, on October the 30th. So I go for my physical, my birthday in August. Go for my physical in August. You know, they like, my doctor like, well, you need to go ahead and have your mammogram. And I'm like, I ain't having no mammogram. Like, my grandma and them said that stuff hurt, so I ain't doing that. Plus, I got a lot of stuff to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, thought about it, went for my mammogram. I'm like, okay, I'm going to have it go on, everything good. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I feel all right. So, boom. After that, they called me back. They was like, I need you to come back. And I'm like, need me to come back for what? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What you need me to come back for? I'm good. So they like, I need you to come back. So I come back or whatever. They was like, well, we're going to do another one, like an ultrasound and stuff. But the next time you come, I want you to plan to stay for 3 hours. So I'm like, dang, this must be kind of serious. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm like, all right, 3 hours. They like bring something to eat, everything. So I'm in there, meet little people, whatever. They telling me about their stories and stuff. And I'm like, well, ain't nothing wrong with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm good. So then they do it or whatever. So then they call me, and it's me and my baby Coy in the bed on October the 30th. I'm laying in the bed, me and my baby Coy. And they was like, she called. She was like, this the nurse or whatever from the breast cancer center. I'm like, okay, hey, how you doing? She was like, are you by yourself? I said, no, it's me and my 4-year-old. At the time, Coy was 4. So I was like, no, it's me and my 4-year-old. So she was like, okay. She was like, your results came back. And I'm like, okay, well, tell me about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Tell me about it. She was like, your results came back and you are, you've been diagnosed with breast cancer. So when a person hears cancer,
Right.
all you know is you don't really make it out of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I take the call and I just started crying. So Coy like, Mama, what's wrong? So the nurses says to Coy, she was like, hey, she was like, can I talk to her? I was like, yeah. She was like, hey, she was like, Mommy got some work to do. She was like, but she gonna be okay. So every time you see me say, let's work, it comes from that conversation and that nurse saying, Mommy got some work to do. So when I say I fight different, my fight ain't just a normal fight. Like, I fight in real life. That's that's what we do.
That's what
we fight. Do. But
ain't no excuses.
No, but my fight is different because I fight for my life. You know what I'm saying? I got 3 daughters. So by me being diagnosed with breast cancer, my daughters will get their mammogram, whereas the women get it at 40, my daughters will get it at 30. Because I got 3 daughters and I'm breast cancer survivor. But
a lot of dudes be scared to, go get checked for cancer at that age because, like you just said, your grandma be like, used to be like, that shit'll hurt. That stuff'll hurt, you know what I mean? So, men, we scared to get fingered. You feel me? Like, don't nobody want no fingers going in. I'm serious. That'll be the reason why I don't go. But, I got to go one day. You feel me?
I do too.
Hopefully they'll have some technology by then that they don't have to stick their fingers in that. You feel me?
And then what's the strangest thing?
They'll probably give you a suppository though.
A suppository? Animal. Oh my! Oh God! But the strangest thing is that it's not. But the strangest thing is that men are diagnosed with breast cancer too. So it's not just the female. It's men that have.
Beyonce dad, I think he got diagnosed with breast cancer, if I ain't mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, but men are diagnosed with breast cancer as well. So it's some male breast cancer survivors just as well as his female breast cancer survivors.
And your dad went through like every appointment. And
man, when I tell you this, my daddy went to every appointment when, I mean, stuff that my daddy wasn't even supposed to sit in on, my daddy sat in on with me. Like when I went for my first treatment, it put me in the hospital for 4 days. Not one day. When I say it wiped out everything, like it wiped out my white blood cells, my red blood cells, they running damn, sorry.
No, you good.
They running, what's the stuff? Saline, you know, the stuff for me to stay hydrated. They gave me 2 blood transfusions. They stuck me in my stomach and everything. And on that 4th day, I said, I'm going home. And I said,
question, do they, like, excuse me, I ain't mean
go ahead.
But do they give you like radiation and stuff like that? You know what I mean?
That's after you
complete. Right?
Yeah, you got to do your chemo first. So you have to do I had to do like a whole year of chemo.
Now, does it burn your hair or make your hair fall out?
Oh man, my hair started falling out. And so what I did is I cut my hair down to like a fade. Yeah. So that way when it did fall out, that it wouldn't bother me too much. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at my dad's house because I'm going through treatments and stuff. So I'm at my dad's house and I'm like, Dad, look, it's falling out. And I'm just pulling it. He said, leave it alone.
Yeah.
But when I say my daddy like really took like a stand and he like wrote down all my appointments and everything, he took me to everything.
Did you have friends that was there, I mean, during the process of you know what I mean?
I had my friends. I had my friends that was there. But like I had to tell one friend, you go through what you go through. But when I took those flights to Georgia, I took those flights by myself.
Oh yeah, you was going down there to the cancer center in Georgia. Yeah,
because I left that doctor. Because that treatment wasn't for me. But she told me, because when she came in the hospital on that 4th day, she said, because they said she went on vacation. So when she came in the hospital that 4th day, she said, she said, Nakia, she was like, I apologize. And I said, if I was dead, you couldn't have came in here and apologized to me. I got 3 daughters. I don't got one. I got 3 daughters.
Was it Baptist?
It was Novine.
Oh, Novine.
Yeah, but what's the craziest thing is I had that doctor, that oncologist. Tanisha Gist had that oncologist. And Tink had that oncologist.
Tink the dude?
Tink. The one that just died.
Rufus.
No, Shanita cousin. Tink.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So
shout out to Tink.
Yes, rest in peace, Tink. Rest in peace, Tanisha. But if you hear what I'm saying, Tanisha Gist had that doctor. Tink had that doctor. And I had that doctor. So what's the odds?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I said, no, I'm not doing this. When she said, well, this is the treatment that's for you. This is what the AF, whatever that stuff called, this is what they have for the type of cancer that you have. I said, but that's not for me. Everybody's body is different. And I ain't doing
experimental drug?
Yes. I was on 4 different medicines for my chemo. I never did the Red Devil. That's like the strongest chemo. I never had to do that.
No,
but
I don't want the Red Devil.
The 4 ones that I had, my body rejected it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I did the first treatment, put me in the hospital, did the second treatment. That second treatment, it was during the COVID time, so I had my mask on. So before you do your chemo, they give you Benadryl. So once they give you that Benadryl, you automatically out. You sleep.
Right.
I mean, you in a sleep, like it's the best sleep in the world, but they pumping you. They pumping you with this medicine. You know what I'm saying? So they pumping me with the medicine, and then all of a sudden I can't breathe. But I wake up and I'm like, okay, well, I got my mask on. So maybe it's because I got my mask on. You know what I'm saying? So I take my mask off. So I asked the nurse, I said, what did you just give me? She was like, we just finished your first meds. And I said, well, I can't breathe.
Was you allergic to something?
My body was rejecting it. And I said, I can't breathe. And she said, well, we gotta stop. I said, I can't breathe. So after that, my face, like my body started spazzing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it went to my face, and I still have body spasms and stuff. So it went to my face. My face was like curled up like Wanda, and I couldn't move my face. So I had to they had to stop it. And then I felt like I had to, have a bowel movement. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, stop the meds, stop the meds. So I was like, I told that lady that I couldn't do this. You know what I'm saying? So from there, I got on the phone with Tanisha Gitz. And I, from the time I was diagnosed, it was like we was conversating.
Who got diagnosed first?
She did.
Okay.
So she reached out to me. So she was like giving me, like where you can possibly go, like with some other stuff. And I'm like, this not working for me. So she gave me the idea about going to Georgia. So I went to Georgia, did the little walkthrough or whatever. I was like, this is where I need to be. Get to Georgia. So I'm flying to Georgia every month to do treatment. You know what I'm saying? Every month. My daddy taking me to the airport. When I come back, because I fly right back after treatment, because the next day I'm going to be sick as hell.
Hold on. Stop right there. Something happened with your insurance, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to get to that.
Go ahead.
So in the midst of when I was diagnosed, granted, I still work for the same company or whatever. I'm a teacher. But at the time of when it was happening, I was just a teacher assistant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was a testing administrator, really, but that's still classified as a classified employee. So they make me basically quit my job, and then they take my benefits. Now, mind you, I've been with this company for over 15 years because I retired with 15 and a half years when I left Winston-Salem and went to D.C. to work for DCPS. So I've been in this company all this time, but now it's like the deepest time of my life, like cancer. I understand the treatments are high and everything, but I have given this amount of years to this company. Why would you do me like that? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, this some John Q shit.
In life, I feel like you're a number anyway. You feel me?
You're just a number. And like I always say, you can be replaced. Yeah. So you give your all to so many things, but no matter what, you can be replaced. If you die today,
definitely.
It's somebody there with the qualifications or whatever to replace you in a matter of seconds. So
your job would definitely be on Indeed.
That's why it's crucial for us to get our own jobs and make our own resources. And stop depending on people and put that same energy that you work for somebody, put that into you working for yourself, because you're gonna work harder and you're gonna appreciate it.
Right. And that's what I preach to my daughters. Like, you want to work smarter, not harder. And it's like, when my daughter graduated when she was getting ready to graduate from high school, I said, you're going to do one or two things. You're going to go to college or you're going to go to work.
Right.
Now, if you go to work, that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? But just imagine if you went to college, and college ain't for everybody.
Right.
And that's what I've learned, you know what I'm saying, with my experience with my child, that may not be their dream, that may not be their goal, but everybody wants their child to walk across the stage. You feel what I'm saying? But it might not be time for that. And
that's what my daughter had said to me her senior year, like, Dad, college ain't for everybody. And I said, we ain't everybody though. Right. We want that experience. Right. I don't know about the other people, kids, but we ain't them. Right. So I definitely understand. I feel you on that. Right. And then you got to look at like the experiences and stuff that one child can endure, that the mental capacity might not be able to sustain going to college right now. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, your dad locked up ever since you 5 years old, but your granddaddy was your dad. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Or my stepdad was your dad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like the one man that you knew to be your father is dead now. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's a different kind of world. Yeah. And so what I preach to a lot of men that I have came into encounter with, when you have daughters, you have to make sure that you stay in that space with your daughters. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Trust me, I know. Because when they grow up, they look for that love from their father. They try to replace that void with this nigga, that nigga, and you looking for this part of your daddy, you looking for that part of your daddy, and your daddy, you never find your daddy. Right. You know what I'm saying? So what you got to realize is, even with that situation, my daughter was 5 years old when her daddy left this city. Well, when he did whatever he did. But
she always experienced life with her daddy behind a glass or sitting at a round table. So when it's time for you to be a dad and you release yourself from that, you're supposed to give that girl the world. Right. It's not supposed to be nobody in place to replace what's going on.
You said everything. We got to keep it rolling.
Okay.
Hey, look, but now it's time to get into the meat and potatoes.
Okay, we'll get into the meat and potatoes.
Real recognize real, man. Y'all be sure to subscribe. Y'all be sure to like. Y'all be sure to share. Y'all be sure to tell a friend to tell a friend
to the nitty-gritty.
that we here. Now, I want to get, like OG said, I want to get into the meat and potatoes, but I want to get into the first meat and potatoes.
Oh, Lord, what's the first one?
You had a ride-along.
Oh, my ride. Oh,
Kia, I know a lot of look, Kia,
you sure do.
Now, listen, I do my homework before I bring you on. Now I know what's going on. Yeah, you had a whole situation where you had like a charity event, a ride along.
I did.
And it was at the spot. We met at the spot or something. So something happened where the money got funny, or the money was kept, or the money didn't get returned like it was supposed to or agreed to, as I should say.
Right.
So I want you to tell me about that situation.
All right, so
hold on. What the hell is? Excuse my language. What is the ride along?
Yes.
All right, so
I don't know nothing about
I'm telling you.
All right,
listen
so
to it.
even with so I mentioned like the schools. Well, my job took me off payroll. They took my insurance, so therefore I got to go to Georgia to have my treatment. Granted, my ex-husband kept me on his insurance. I'm forever grateful for that, because don't nobody have to do that. You know what I'm saying? He kept me on his health insurance, but in the time when I did have my insurance, it was 2 insurances that was carrying my medical expenses. You feel what I'm saying? So now it's only one. I'm traveling all the way to Atlanta. They flying me there, flying me back, giving me a shuttle to go get food and stuff or whatever I need when I get there, get me to my room, everything. So that's money on top of chemo treatment. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't cheap. You feel what I'm saying? So I talked to my homegirl, and so I'm like, dog, like, this shit is finna get real. You know what I'm saying? Sorry for cussing again, but this shit finna get real. And I'm like, okay. But I'm like, this shit finna get real, dog. Like, what I'm gonna do? So she was like, let's have a fundraiser. So Papa goes and talk, they had a conversation or whatever. Papa and them like, well, as the organization, enough is enough. Like, we can do, like a fundraiser for you or whatever. So I'm like, cool. So I tell her about it. So everybody start collaborating, right? So we come up with a bike ride. They go talk to Crunchy at, we're wide open or whatever. So they like, okay, we'll do it. So the day of the bike ride, so we got all these different platforms where money coming in. But people like, it's kill. So everybody giving money, but I have no idea like what monies is being spent, like, sent or nothing like that. So one day I go for a treatment in Georgia. Me and Ayana, we drove that time. So we drove down there, and they did a EKG on my heart. And they was like, your heart is not beating normal. Like, it's beating lower than it's supposed to. So we can't do your treatment. So you got to stay overnight. And we got to monitor, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Make sure before we give you this chemo treatment. So I hit my friend girl up. Now, all this money coming in because we got flyers out there. We got the Peanut Man coming to interview me. We got all type of shit happening. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, we got panels with doctors and all type of shit. And I'm like, big. Yeah, it was big. It was a big deal. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just thinking like, boom, I just want to have a little ride. I like motorcycles. Let's just have a little ride, have some fun, just make it joyful. So she like, well, how much you want to put your fundraiser amount at? I said, shit, I only need about $1,000 to get me back and forth to Georgia. She like, nah, we're gonna put it at $10,000. I said, I don't need no $10,000. I don't need that. Yeah. She like, let's put it at $10,000, but thinking it's kill. Same thing with my uncle. We're going to have this damn golf tournament.
Right.
Everybody want to capitalize off of somebody because you ain't that person.
It's all about a game.
You see what I'm saying? So we had a bike ride that day. Shit was beautiful. When I say it was beautiful.
It was, though.
Motorcycle clubs came from everywhere. That shit was so amazing. I was so excited. But in the same token, that day I was sick. Because I had just came from treatment.
Yeah.
So I had to like build my body up before I do stuff. So we out there, it's a beautiful day. Like beautiful. We selling plates. So every motorcycle club pay $20 per person. So my homegirl, Regina, like, you need to start watching your money. And I'm like, she ain't gonna do nothing.
Shout out to Regina.
Yeah, Regina, like, you need to start watching your money. So I'm like, dog, she ain't gonna do nothing. That's my friend. We've been friends since 8th grade. Like, I ain't got to check up on her. You know what I'm saying? But mind you, all those motorcycle clubs was out there. Everybody paid $20. That was $10 to ride and $10 for your plate. My family put that together. My family got the food. My family was out there cooking. Crunching them did the bike car wash shit. Then all the motorcycle clubs paying. It was so much money out there, but I was so fucking sick, and I'm leaving it in your hands. And then when the time come for the shit to end, everybody like, that day, kid, you was supposed to receive your money. But so I'm like, okay, well, how much money did I had no idea about nothing. So if nothing wasn't given to me or to my mama or to my daughter, I don't know how much money was accumulated that day. I have no cap on it. Then come to find out, it's all other kind of platforms. We got Skype. It was a Skype out there. It was a GoFundMe. It was a Cash App. It was all type of shit.
You didn't get no money from that?
I got $3,000 given to me. Now, when I had to stay over that night, I called her like, dog, can you send me some money? Because me and Ayana got to stay. She was like, I got to talk to my board. You got to talk to your board for fucking what? Sorry, y'all. But you got to talk to your board for what? That money was for me. For this right here. Like, we got to stay overnight. We don't have no clothes or nothing. Like, send me at least $200 so me and my baby can get back to Winston-Salem. You know what I'm saying? So that was that. But that was the first cross me. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Wide Open, Crunchy, Tone Low. You know, some real fellas over there, man. Shout out to y'all boys over there.
Yeah, but they did that for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm forever grateful for everybody that did something for me. I got down there, didn't have really too much money. Donna Lineberger, she looked out for me to make sure I got my supplements. It was like so many people that stepped in that I never would have thought would step in that time of my need. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Donna.
Shout out to Donna Lineberger.
Upcoming realtor in Charlotte, y'all check out.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Donna.
Yeah. Like, she looked out for me. And, you know, a lot of people don't like to have their name publicized for the things that they do. But me being me, I appreciate that. Because I was at the lowest of my low. And
fella Yellow Jacket.
Yes, Jack. Yeah. You already know you little Rob cat. No.
I want to carve it too.
Okay.
You want to carve it too? Okay, like Jacket Pride.
Semester.
It's okay. You was there.
I got up out of that one.
Carve was all right.
Yeah. What? You was trying to go and skip and be at the Brook Wall.
But I used to really like, I was like best dressed when I used to come to the Carver games though.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah,
you know. That's good. So you fit right in.
Now I used to diss Carver.
No, Carver can really dress though. Carver boys was the best dressed
in
the city of Winston-Salem when it came to school.
No.
Yes.
Nobody at Carver could touch me when it came to dressing.
Yeah, it was a couple.
Nobody at Carver High School.
Listen, we're going to stick on the
subject. We're just going to keep it going because we're not going to get into this Rob cat.
Do your research.
Yeah, okay.
We're not going to get into this Rob cat in Yellow Jacket.
I want to hear about the second cross. What's the second
cross? The second cross.
Because I heard you mention enough is enough. And that you started that, right?
Well, to be quite frankly honest, Papa and I, our team is Peterson. Papa and I talked on the phone, and we looked at like so many, you know, incidents, senseless violence and stuff that was happening in Winston-Salem, and we was like, we got to do something. That wasn't Papa's first time in a community, you know, with some type of organization. Papa had two before it was Enough is Enough.
Okay.
But Enough is Enough did something totally different. Enough is Enough was actually out there. Not to say that he wasn't out there, but Enough is Enough rung a different kind of bell, and it caught a different kind of eye to the city of Winston-Salem. When it was actually discussed, Papa and I talked, and I said, well, Papa, we got to turn in this article of incorporation. Do you want to be the founder listed on the article of corporation, or do you want to be the co-founder? He said, I don't really care. You do all the paperwork. I'm here for the streets.
Okay.
And that's on my grandma and my granddad.
So basically, he didn't want to be no owner. He wanted to be a worker.
He wanted to be the streets. That's what he said.
Same thing.
That's what he said.
Okay. Same thing. Yeah, same thing.
So you put your name down as the
So
owner.
I put myself down as the founder and Papa as the co-founder.
Okay.
If you go and do the Secretary of the States and you look up our article of incorporation, it'll say, if you Google my name right now, Nakia Sensa Ingram, you're going to see Enough is Enough, founder. That's who I am. Every year I claim my taxes. I claim Enough is Enough on my taxes.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
Every year. Nobody else does that.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when we came in the public eye, I said, Papa, you do your thing. You're the founder. I'm the co-founder. But on paper, I'm the founder. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we get out here, we start doing all this stuff. We feeding people. We first started our first feeding at the Sit Go on Liberty. We had our feeding that day. It was a beautiful day. We had the paperwork out there. We had the different resources out there. But our whole goal was to make sure that Winston-Salem was in tune with the resources that are out here. Along with that, we had people in our space that was able to implement these resources. We had a social worker, we had pastors, we had people that could pray, we had teachers, we had people in the education field, we got principals, we had everything.
Everything in the circle.
Everything in the circle.
That you needed.
Right. With no money.
Now let me ask you a question.
No money.
Like we have all these organizations out here. Why everybody can't work together? Why everybody, you know what I mean, want to be the first ones to feel like that they can do it? Because I feel like they're not doing it, you know, out of the, you know, goodness of their heart. You know what I mean? They only doing it because of that check. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Like, not saying that everybody like that, but I'm just saying like the majority of the people, this, you know, it ain't working.
Right. And so I'm glad you asked that, because our first initial meeting was at the courtyard at Marriott downtown. I'm glad you asked that. And we invited everybody that had an organization, because our whole thing in the beginning was that we don't want to keep recreating the wheel and everybody doing the same thing. Why not all of us come together and do what we all supposed to do? But okay, so if this person over here is dealing with mental health, you know what I'm saying? This person over here is dealing with self-confidence and self-esteem, or this person over here is dealing with the athletics, you know what I'm saying? So you got all these different people in these different sectors of nonprofit world. Why not bring it all together?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So our first initial meeting, we invited all those people.
The ego.
Right. And even with that, the people that was on our board, it was a lot of the testosterone. You know, it was a lot of men. I'm the only woman. You know what I'm saying? But I'm the one that's behind the scenes putting everything in place and everybody executing the plan. So it's looking like I'm a nobody, but I'm really the force behind the whole thing.
Right.
And I'm not here to toot my own horn, but it is what it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like I said, the guy did the thing 3 times, but only one time it took sale. So how is that only one time something takes sale if you've already done this before? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things you have to have the right connection and the right person in the space to make sure that things work. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But when you get to that point, you don't forget about the person that put you in the space. And like I say, I'm not here to toot my own horn, but this is what I did. And a lot of times this is when you sit back and you give a person a job, that person always end up taking your job. So sometimes it's best for you to do your own job and make sure that you secure your own bag and you stay in your own space, so that way that you don't give leeway for nobody to take nothing from you that you started.
So when did things start shifting?
They take it from you?
Yes, because if you look at it, when Enough is Enough was in the streets with no money, no money, everybody giving. You got people in the streets, you got the dope boys giving money, you got the people, you know, a different organization seeing what we doing, giving money, and we making this stuff happening. We doing it on our own. But when you start putting the politics and you start putting this federal and grant funded money in there, stuff gets different. Right. You feel what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna say this. You know what I mean? I went on the sheriff's podcast. You feel me? Like,
yeah, I remember.
Serious about curbing gun violence and all of that. You
said a sheriff's podcast?
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Excuse my language, but I went on the sheriff's podcast, you know, because my son, you know, he got like 4 homeboys that he done lost due to gun violence. You feel me? And like, this is the year that they were killing each other left and right. You feel me? So I'm like, damn, what if my son be the next one? So let me, you know, they all look up to me and they all call me Pop. So I'm like, why not, you know, me use my resources, because I can get everybody to come together. I even went to organizations, you feel me? And, you know, I ain't gonna tell you who it was, but they was like, yeah, they gonna give me a job, this, that, and the third, you feel me? Like, I told them I don't even want their money. I was like, the money that they were gonna give to me, I was gonna give it right back to the kids. You feel me? Right. And that's just how much I wanted to do it. But you know, like you said, you know what I mean? Maybe they don't believe me, you feel me? They still criticizing me of, you know, still thinking I sell drugs or something. Right. I don't, you feel me? And like, I'm in a place in my life where I know I can help the kids. You feel me? And they respect me. You feel me? So that's all I'm saying about it.
And then the thing about the kids today, and me being who I am right now, currently, is a teacher. And the thing about kids today is that you can come in the company of so many kids, but number one, you gotta earn the respect. You gotta earn, you know, the relationship, and you gotta earn, most importantly, the trust. Because a lot of kids these days have had people to come in their life and they buy them some shoes, or they take them out to eat, or they take them to a basketball game, but that's it. Yeah. You don't come back. So when Enough is Enough was in the space and we were doing this, when we didn't have the money, we will always feed in certain areas. But after we feed in that certain area, the next month we'll come back and get those kids. Right. And we'll take those kids to Pilot Mountain. And a lot of people think Pilot Mountain, that ain't nothing. That's up the street. But if you take a kid that's all they see is a brick wall and all they hear is gunshots, and they don't know shit outside of going to school or going to the food line or going to social services, that's all they know. Right. I was in the cuss. Right. But that's all they know. You know what I'm saying? But to take those kids up there to Pilot Mountain, those kids got up there that day when we took them to Pilot Mountain. We took the kids from the circle to Pilot Mountain. Never left the circle. They haven't left the circle. Never seen how we took the kids to Pilot Mountain, and those kids got up there that day. They didn't know each other. Half of them stayed from 25th Street to down Piedmont Circle. They don't even know each other. So when they get there and they in the space, and we got parents like commuting, because this shit was like really happening. Like, people was actually coming, like, let's help these kids. You know what I'm saying? That was the whole fucking mission. Sorry. But that was the whole mission. And we got these kids out here, and we take them to Pilot Mountain, and they get up there, they not speaking to each other, not saying nothing to each other. But when we went through that fucking path, dog, and we went and we crossed them damn rivers and them streams, rivers, but when we crossed those creeks and those streams, and we seen flowers and all type of stuff, it was just like nature. Different. Right. Yeah. When I say we took those kids out of their norm and we put them in a different environment. Right. When we came back down, we had ordered those kids sampler platters, the sandwich platters from Subway. Those kids sat in the middle of a circle, and they sat and they talked and they congregated, and you would have thought those kids knew each other forever. Right. But that's what Enough is Enough was about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But when thank y'all. But when the money came, that's when stuff started getting a little different. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Enough is Enough got introduced to the opportunity to do an embedded mentor program with the Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools. Yeah. Great idea. But it was that, so the main forces behind it were removed from the program, that things kind of got out of whack. You know what I'm saying? But the program is still in place, but the program is not in place with who started the program. The program is in place with the district now. You know what I'm saying? But it actually started with us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
How can they put you off of your own stuff?
Because when you got people that are in the space that all they see is a dollar sign and they not really knowledgeable of what's going on, and they think that they know everything and they don't really know everything, that's what happens. Because you leave the space open for things like that, for you to be manipulated, for you to be taken advantage of, and then you be removed, and then you don't have nothing. So now you got to find your way to go somewhere else, because this money is not accumulating in my world no more. And I can't live like this because I've never lived like this. So now I got to make sure that I'm able to keep up this image.
See, now you saying what I've been saying. See, you know, I'm a retired drug dealer. You feel me? Like, I had money before, you feel me? And now that I done changed my life, you feel me? I've seen money, you feel me? And I know what to have. I know what it feel like to have money. So I would never cheat the kids because I was once them. You feel me? And I can reach. That's why I say I can reach them. And like you said, people that never had it, those are ones that's gonna steal. And like I said, I'm a felon, you know, and all of that. And people are down to that. You feel me? But you know, I done changed my life, but they won't let me change. Like, I trust the felon before I trust a person that never had a felon, a person that ain't never went through nothing. You feel me?
Right.
Like, if it makes sense.
And then that's kind of like the bad thing, because I listened to this story one time, and it was a guy that said that you got to keep praying and you got to keep praying. And it was like about the church thing. And it was saying that you got to keep praying, you got to keep praying. But what he did in his life was looked down upon by the church people. But when he went to the club, he was able to get in the club, and he was able to not have to pay to get in the club. He didn't have to pay for his drinks that night in the club. The women paid attention to him in the club. But when he went to the church, they judged him. So it's like the life that's really not supposed to be, but it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even in this third crossing, when you have a pastor.
It was a third crossing?
The third crossing. When you have a pastor to come in and you had that person in your space and you had the conversation.
Can we hear the names? I want to know the names.
Real recognize real, man. Y'all be sure to subscribe. Y'all be sure to like.
Who was the first crossing?
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Okay, the first crossing, Rashida Razak, my friend since 8th grade. Right. Since 8th grade, my first crossing. Second crossing, Artemis Patterson, Papa, which still sting from the third crossing that encountered with Pastor Friday from the Love Church.
Well, can I say something?
Yeah.
I'm cool with all of them. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't got no problem with none of them. I don't
either.
And that's my Razak, that's my homeboy sister. You feel me? So, and Papa, my dog, you feel me? Everybody that you just mentioned is my homeboy, you feel me?
And Hashim is like my brother too.
Yeah. And I feel like,
shout out to Nasty.
Like, right is right, you feel me?
Right.
Wrong is wrong. Like, I don't know the situation, you feel me? But I will give y'all a chance to rebuttal, you feel me? If
and
you
they
feel
can.
Like you want to get on here and tell your story. It's two sides to every story.
It's three sides to every story.
Right.
It's they side, your side, and it's the truth.
Okay,
in all cases.
Okay, well, let me ask this, because I like to ask some real questions now. Now, I seen, I watched the news. I seen on the news where the organization got a lot of money from a grant.
They did.
And I also seen on the news where they took their money because somebody was messing with a school student. So explain that to me from what you know. Because all I know is what I see on the news. So explain, give me the breakdown of what you know about that.
All right, what I know about that is really I wasn't in the space. I was removed from it due to me speaking up for myself and letting the people know that.
How they remove you?
Because they told me that I had to sign a write-up. And I said, I'm not signing a write-up because this is my organization and I ain't signing nothing. And so they was like, well, you call me. And I said, I call you anytime I want to call you. And I said what I said because I am who I am. To Kelly Easton.
You can call. Listen, you can call anybody B word. You feel me? Like
Yes.
if Trump say grab him by their pussy, you feel me? Like
if the president is saying this, like for real,
Hey, that white woman still looking for you. Who you called a bitch in Asheville, nigga?
But it was in the instance of me like, and then that's my problem. Like my passion really takes over, and it's like it comes out like
Right.
The kill comes out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And my thing is that if my people are out here doing the work, they need to get paid.
Right.
How are we getting paid, but they're not getting paid? That was the whole argument. If we got mentors out here doing the work and they not getting paid, then we shouldn't be getting paid.
Right.
As mentee or executive director, nothing like that, everybody is written into a budget. But the people that's actually out here executing the work are not getting paid. That's not making sense to me.
Right.
And
But
that's
Papa,
dangerous.
but Papa, you so focused on money that you're not even thinking about what the hell is really happening. Because dog, you was out there foot to the ground, boots to the ground, grass rooted in your last two organizations, and you didn't even get this fucking far. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So how much was the money?
The grant was, they got 1.2 million.
Wow.
1.2
1.2 million. Then they
Famous.
went back and presented another thing. They did another grant, a proposal to the school system. So the shit went from 1.2 million to like 1.5. The school system gave it to them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm teaching in a whole different county now. And so when they're having meetings, I'm not there. So I'm like, well, bro, like, why y'all keep having meetings and I ain't there? If I was the one that's going to do paperwork, then I need to be there when we doing paperwork.
Right.
And number one, I got to file it on my taxes.
Right.
Along with my regular job. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, what we doing, bro?
Right.
Don't worry about it. I got you. But sorry, y'all. How the are you making more than me?
Right.
You rich yourself in to make $60,000 and you getting a check doing a 1099 for $6,000 every month. I'm confused. And you ain't did a thing.
Damn, that's why they won't let me in.
Wow.
Damn.
How that work?
Wow.
I'm making 32 a month. You making $6,000 a month. And your ass still walking.
Real recognize real, man. Y'all subscribe, y'all share.
So then what comes along, it happened like you said with the school. I wasn't in this space, so I don't know. I'm in the whole nother county working as a school system.
Yeah.
So I don't know what really happened. I just know that me.
So was it a person in the enough organization?
No, that wasn't with us.
Okay.
See, this the thing. Enough is Enough had Philo and Reynolds. No. Enough is Enough had Paisley and Reynolds. The other organization had Parkland and Philo.
Okay.
Initially, the South Side had their organization. The East Side had their organization. Enough is Enough is the East Side. The South Side had theirs.
Was that with Bit Migo?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's
Okay.
his people.
Okay.
But the fucked up part about it is they got it so where they removed me as the founder of my organization, and they removed Big Migo as the founder of his organization, and they had Papa running both of the damn things.
Shout out to Big Migo, man.
Yes,
Big Migo,
that's my dog.
He
Yes.
really looks out for that Skyline
He
community
does.
over
He
there, man.
does.
And he teaches them.
He got his boxing thing over there
man, he teach
at
them
the church.
them little Migos, man. They listen to him over there.
They do.
They listen to
They
him,
do.
boy.
Hey, yo, speaking of boxing, man, shout out to my Uncle Clifford, man. He also be on 14th Street getting the little kids ready.
Oh yeah, 14th Street
Cliff
boxing
Crawford.
been going for a long time.
That's Cliff
Oh yeah,
Crawford
yeah.
is
Shout
his
out to
son.
Cliff Crawford, though.
Yeah,
but
that's my cousin.
Cliff
Shout out
Hardy.
to Cliff.
A beast.
But when you remove the main sources from things like that, things get a little messy. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah.
Because if the right people in the space, ain't nowhere in the world that nobody should have what we started. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you remove that, that's what you get.
Right.
So what the whole initial thing was is that we don't give them the whole body. We give them the skeleton.
Right.
We don't give them everything that we do, because what they're going to do is take everything that we do and make the whole program theirs.
Yeah.
So right now what is happening? The whole program is theirs.
Hey, man, listen.
Loyalty before everything.
I'm going to tell you something. Boston George didn't turn that boy on to the Connect for nothing. When he turned that boy on to the Connect and blow, you see what happened. Mm-hmm. He took the Connect and they all turned against him. So you're absolutely right. You give him the skeleton and you never give him the whole body. Because when you give him the whole body, they're going to undercut you.
Right.
It's over. So you're absolutely right on that. And that's coming from the street part of it. So I definitely feel you.
And so now when I look at it and I see a lot of people out in this community, I'm grateful that they doing the work.
Yeah.
But when I invited these women to my space, because I was sick, I was going through treatment, so I needed more women in the space to execute the program. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm doing treatment and then I'm coming in and stuff. So what we do, we start a women's coalition at the sheriff department. Sheriff Kimbrough, he gives us that space to have meetings every Wednesday, but some days I can't come because I'm sick.
Yeah.
So I let other people go into space, and what happens? The Women Coalition takes off again. So what? That's really like the third cross. Right. You see what I'm saying? And I ain't faulting nobody, but the thing is that, like I say, when you let a person do your job, normally they end up doing your job. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I was looking for the help from other women to come in and help me execute this thing, because I'm creating these plans and creating these events, and the men are doing it, but I don't really have like no help. You know what I'm saying? So I have these people in the space, but it's like I say, when you let a person do your job, they do your job. And there's so many people out here doing a lot of stuff. And like I say, I am so grateful to see the help in Winston-Salem with the homeless people. I see people giving food every day. I see people giving clothes and doing these clothes and coats and
you see this all the time in Winston?
Right.
It's just now really being seen.
Because the holidays?
Yeah.
Well, I think we need to do it year round.
Absolutely. And see, that was the whole, that was the whole mission for Enough is Enough, is that we don't stop. We do this. We had zone. We do the east side. We was going from the east side to the north side to the south side, even including Migo. We going to the south side, and we even hitting the west side. Enough is Enough didn't make it off the east side. We went to Pine Valley, did a whole big thing. We had laptops, we had headphones for the kids, because we was going through COVID. We out here doing COVID, doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I want to backtrack a little bit.
Go ahead,
now,
man.
You only gave us 3 now. You know, it was another person that you had mentioned. Now, who took your money? Name that person that took your money, because we want to know the folk.
What you talking about?
When you
did the bike ride?
Yeah,
that was Rashida Razak.
Yeah,
that was Rashida Razak.
Oh.
So now that you know, you done been, of course, burnt a couple times, and so if you was to start another organization, cause you know you pretty much know what you're doing. You pretty much you know, you're a mastermind behind it. So what would you do differently to have the organizations excel and take off now?
Her she still got it. Her business is not dissolved. She said that
Enough is Enough is still Enough is Enough has still been in space. But even like the last, I left teaching to go work with Cure Violence.
Really, that's her name. She can make them change whatever she see fit, because it's her name. So she filed taxes on it.
So what's the next
now
step?
the thing is now that okay, so with what you said with the school and stuff like that and all that stuff, the city said that they didn't want anybody in this new program that I had just took the job. I left my teaching job and came and did this Cure Violence thing. Cure Violence came to Winston-Salem. When I say Cure Violence came and sought out Enough is Enough, they walked with several nonprofit organizations around here.
Yeah,
they
Chicago,
did.
They started in Chicago.
They was in Chicago.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
They started in Chicago. They have a place. They have sites all over the world. It's nationwide. They even out the country. They over there in Israel and everywhere. Cure Violence came and saw out Enough is Enough. Did a walk with us through Piedmont Circle, did a walk with us through Cleveland Projects, and did a walk with us through Rolling Hills. Now, they did this same walk with several other organizations out here that was supposed to be gang violence prevention, non-violence, and senseless violence people.
Yeah.
So they come and do the walkthrough with us, but they see the connection that the streets have with us. So they like, this is who we want to go with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The city was like, well, hey, we got to make it work. So what to do? The city seeks out the person that's behind the organization.
Yeah, right.
They offer me a position. I interview or whatever. I leave my teaching job and go work for these people. When I say that this thing runs from the 222 beat, which of Winston-Salem, the 222 beat. 222 beat runs from Burt Village up Cleveland Avenue. Turn on dang on Martin Luther King.
Okay.
Go all the way to 311. Go down 311 to Delabrook. Down 14th Street. This is the 222 beat of Winston-Salem. Me being a program manager, I have to figure out how the hell we're going to get 7 people to walk these neighborhoods every day. 7 people.
You got to pay them good. Shit, if I'm
You got to pay them
if I'm getting
good.
60,000.
Oh, this is a whole nother program.
Oh, I gotta
he
say.
ain't in this one yet.
Well, you're to say, well, I walk it too.
But they don't
Walk it
want
like I
those
talk.
people from that program in this program. So now I got to figure out who I'm going to have. But what I tell the people is, that's my team.
Right.
Regardless to whatever happened, that's my team. That's who I started with.
Right.
That's my team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Loyalty.
We were the one out there doing the work. That's my team.
Right.
Now, me getting mad, me being who I am, I'm going to say what I want to say. And I'm going to say how I feel. If I say that you a
Right.
because the way that you acting.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? But if you a real nigga, you a real nigga, and you ain't gonna flake on me.
Already.
Period, point blank. Because I made sure that everybody was in position the first time, and then I made sure that everybody is in position the second time. Because even though you crossed me, I still told the people that's my team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
I
real.
ain't never been the one to say I ain't fucking with this person, and I have probably said I ain't fucking with this person. But when it comes to business, and I know who can be in the place, in the space to make the shit work, I'm gonna say we just need to have a conversation.
Right.
So when they came to me,
So basically, all you're saying is you just want to sit down and, you know.
that's it.
Talk
When they
like
came,
grown people.
when they came to me, they said, "You will be the program manager, but Papa will work up under you." I said, "That's cool. I don't have no problem with working with Papa because we started the shit. So I don't have no problem working with Papa, but we got to have a conversation before we even go back in that space again. I got to see where you at before I even leave my career job to come to this bullshit again and be removed."
Can y'all relationship be salvaged?
Yeah, when I was at the parade, I saw it.
Okay.
And I said, "Hey, yo, I need to talk to you." And he's, "I was finna run." What you finna run for, bro? What we running for?
Shout out to Papa, man.
Yeah, I'm
Shout out to
finna
Papa,
run.
man.
Bro,
Shout
what
out
you
to
finna
Papa.
run for?
Right.
Me and you need to talk. Period, point blank, we need to talk because we started this. And so many people have gained from me and him starting this. We brought so many people in that space. And like I say, I look at Shantae Graham. Shout out to Shantae. But I'm so glad that she doing what she has been trying to do with Piedmont Circle. You know what I'm saying? With the basketball
Right.
court. Hey, congratulations. But you've been trying to do that for so long. But you had to be in the space to get the recognition to do what you got to do what you're doing now.
Right.
And like I say, I'll back her every 5 seconds, whatever she got going on, I'll back her. You know what I'm saying? But don't forget. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it started from. When we was in Calvin's house in the basement having these meetings and everybody down there and we talking about what we're going to do. And people in there crying.
Right.
Because they want to be a part of something. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People can't forget.
That's real.
Because you down there and you crying and you want to, I want to be a part. I want to be a part. And I'm saying, what are you crying for? You're here. So why are you crying?
My thing is, man, I feel like everybody ain't even cut out for their job. Half them niggas never went to prison, so they can't relate to these motherfucking kids, you feel me? Like, or even to speak upon, you feel me, like, the prison experience and what it's like. You know what I mean? You don't know, so you can't tell them what
Right.
it's like. So I feel like, you know, they hire the wrong people. You feel me?
Absolutely.
And like I said, you got to be able to connect with the kids. If they don't feel like they connect with you, they can't connect with you. They not gonna rock with you, bro. You feel
And
me?
then, like I say, you got the 222 beat, and you in Cleveland before Cleveland is tore down. So you got kids out there on 17th Street just outside, and it's 10 o'clock at night because we're supposed to run from 4 to 12 o'clock. We're supposed to be up all times of the night just in case that something happened. But our thing to them is that this is Winston-Salem. Nothing happens in the hood unless it's just some rare shit that happens. Majority of our shit in Winston-Salem happens when you get to the club because now you got an audience. Right. So now you got everybody that you can see.
True.
But no, not true.
You got boys out there trapping.
You got boys out there trapping, but they out there getting their money. And you got people out there robbing. Granted, yes, true. But if you on damn Hattie Street at 10 o'clock at night, who out there on Hattie? If you out there on 22nd right now at 10 o'clock at night, who out there on 22nd Street? Right. But that's our beat. That's what we're covering. So we can't operate like Detroit. We can't operate like New York. We can't operate like all these big cities because it's not happening in Winston-Salem.
The stores closed damn near
at
2
9
o'clock.
o'clock.
I give it about 2. But,
I'm sorry, y'all. We're going too long.
What can be the end game for this, though? You know what I mean?
The end game is that everybody put their ego to the side. Everybody put that pride to the side, and you don't forget what you set out to do. Like I said, our initial meeting was with every organization in this city that was doing the stuff. So if we can all come together and do the works, and if you getting money, that's good. Ain't nobody finna decline no damn money. Nobody.
So put your pride to the side.
So you put your pride to the side and get the work. Period. Point blank.
Who have you tried to come? I mean, who have you tried to reach out to? You know what I mean? Like as far as these organizations, like because there's more organizations than what you said, and they was like, yeah, cool, no, cool beans. You know what I mean? I'll be glad to work with you. How many of them was like that? Or even, looking out for you or whatever, you feel me?
Or was there even any?
No.
And that's a damn shame. And how many nonprofit organizations we have out here, and how many, supposed to be Save the Youth,
It's several of them. It's several. And then now it's so that it's not even organizations now. It's just people just getting together with their friends and stuff, and they're going out and they're feeding people and all that stuff. Just like with my last coat drive, somebody tried to donate.
When they feeding these kids, I seen the type of food that they feed.
Yes.
They feeding them little cheap ass
but none see
hot dogs. They feeding them little cheap ass hot dogs and them cheap ass patties.
That's what they do.
Don't nobody want that in it. Like
every
come on,
time.
bro, so that's not
every
cool.
time.
Like give them some real food, some soul food, or something for the soul.
Let me tell you the kicker, man.
Frozen shit, man.
Let me tell you the kicker.
Taking the kids' money.
Enough is enough. This is my last thing. Enough is enough just had they coat, throw, and turkey drive. A friend of mine called me and she said, Kia, I'm finna get a truckload. You know how people buy the load, so the trucks, they buy the trucks and then you don't know what's on the load. You see what I'm saying? So you buy the load, and once you open your load, it's a whole bunch of shit in there. So she like, I'm finna go buy my truckload. I'll pick it up tomorrow. She said, so whatever is on there that you said that you need, she said, do you need some money? I said, no, I don't need no money. I said, I need some coats. I need some throw blankets for these people. It's getting cold. I said, and probably a turkey or some shit like that. That's what I need. I don't need no money. So she was like, okay, I'm gonna do my load or whatever. So she do a load. She called somebody from this cure violence thing, but she thinking that we all still together because she sees Papa. So she calls him, tell him that I got this, I got all this stuff. Can you come and pick it up? Because me and her was missing each other during the messages or whatever. So she like, can you come and pick it up? They like, boom, pick up the stuff. But they don't tell her. So she like, wait a minute, y'all doing the coat throw? They said, yeah. Y'all doing the throw like with Kia? They said, yeah. They pick up all that new shit and it don't make it to Kia.
That's dirty.
But we reach out to a person from the organization that's doing this cure violence shit. We reach out to a significant person. The person says, well, I'm going to get on it. I'm going to get on it. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to make sure it get back to you.
I don't.
Did it get back to me?
I don't, man, that's.
No.
Like me knowing them, Like, I wouldn't think that they would do no shit like that. You feel me? Like,
I mean, well,
you know
what we got to do?
Knowing them though,
yeah.
You feel me? Like,
right.
Who would do that shit? You know what I mean? When it comes to these kids, man.
Well, all we can do is bring them on. Let's see what they talking about. Let's bring.
And when I made my I went live on my Enough Is Enough page, and I said, you know, Enough Is Enough has changed their members. They have changed their mission. Like, we're gearing in a whole nother way. And those people that were with us, I wish them well. Like, I wish them in all their endeavors, everything they're doing. I said, but if you are trying to donate stuff to Enough Is Enough, make sure that you're contacting me, Nakia Stinson Ingram, Shaman, Tiffany Wiles, or Mr. Norman Graham, or Nyana.
Yeah.
Like, make sure that you're reaching out to these people and that the stuff is getting to the right people, because we're having an actual function this Saturday and it's Wednesday, and our shit don't make it to us, but somebody else takes our shit and they gonna go and have a whole damn coat giveaway.
Right.
Like, why would you do that though? And
like,
then
like
you already know about it.
Like, if we all doing the same thing and we all got the same common goal, it shouldn't be like that.
It shouldn't.
That's all I'm saying. And we need to get better at that. You feel me? As a community, you feel me? We like I said, man. Let's stop shitting the kids. That's basically what we're doing. They deserve better.
And that's what I said. I said, if you got it, just make sure that it gets to the people that it needs to get to.
Right.
Because we didn't get it. Because that's who it was for. It was for our function, for the people in East Winston that's down there. Everybody know when you come to East Winston parking lot where the food line at, if you look up that, what's that street, Gray or Graham, that shit like Skid Row up there. You know what I'm saying? It's crack addicts. It's all type of shit happening up there. So we trying to make sure that they can at least get a coat or a throw, whether they sell it or not. You know what I'm saying? They still got it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever they do with it, that's their business. But we made sure that those people got what they needed to be able to operate in this cold ass weather. It's 34 degrees out there tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to say this too. Like, if you guys ever need me to do anything like far as cooking, I would do that.
Okay, so let me tell you.
A couple of times. Now, you feel me? Like, you know, like,
okay,
just for the kids.
So coming up in December, what we doing, and we normally would do a royal dinner. We did it for 2 years straight, where we fed the whole East Winston, and we had toys out there. So that is coming back up. We hadn't did it because we was in that school stuff, but we doing it this December. We doing the coats, the throws, the toboggans, gloves, anything that you can think of, socks, because when the people came last time, they was looking for socks. So socks and everything, we got that coming up December the 21st. We'll be back in East Winston. I did chili out there. Those people were so excited to have just chili.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was warm. It was chili and cornbread, and some of them didn't want cornbread, so we had like the little tortillas chips and stuff. And that was like, they was like, chili? You got chili? And I'm like,
food for the soul.
Food for the soul. And like, it was with love, because that's what it was. And Mr. Norman Graham was out there. Shout out Mr. Norman. He was out there and he was praying for those people. And those people were actually walking up, and like one girl said, is he a preacher or something? And I said, yes, he is a preacher. She said, because I felt that. She said, God didn't bring me this far to leave me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And she was like, I used to be a manager and all this stuff, but they had their stories out there. So when you get out there, a lot of people come, they say, well, Kia, I ain't gonna stay this long, this, that, and the other. But when you actually get out there with those people, and those people start, you know, telling you their stories, and then you start ministering them, because one piece of their story might be something that you can relate to in your own little world that you never thought anybody else would be going through. But the thing is that you made it out of that thing and they didn't. So with you making it out, you can give them hope that, hey, I did it. I was there.
What I can do.
I was there I was in the same space. You know what I'm saying? But look at me now.
Yeah.
Just like me, I thought about committing suicide so many times. But on that one day, I sat in the graveyard beside my daddy and my grandma. And I had my friends out there with me, and they came. I ran from them, in my car, just trying to get away from them, because I was done with life.
Yeah.
I was over it, because I'm tired of keep pouring in the shit, pouring in the people. And people giving me my ass, they ass to kiss. And like I say all the time, I don't have shit, but I got my heart. And I operate off my heart. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes having a heart will leave you dead.
Yes. And I was in that graveyard beside my daddy and my grandma, and I told Nayana, you bury me right here. And my daughter said, what I'm going to do? What I'm going to do if you do this? And I'm like, you'll be okay. I got you where you need to be. You'll be okay. But she said, Mama, I can't do this without you. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
So in that moment, I said, and the next day was an awesome day. The sun was shining. I sat out there in the rain, in the cold. And you know, sometimes they say that rain is like the cleansing of you. And it's me and my friends and my daughter, and we sitting out there, and I'm going through the motions and everything. And I said, in that moment, I never, ever say that. And I said, God, I apologize for saying that I wanted to end my life, because life is wonderful. And
So
my daddy said that.
Do you believe, I mean, because your story kind of sounds similar to mine, because, you know, I was facing depression. I was finna kill my damn self, you feel me, in front of my son. You feel me? Like, depression, you feel me? Like, you know, like, people go through it and it's a disease. And I mean, it ain't something that you can control. I mean, it's something that you can control. It's just mental. Like, some people, like, go through it more when they on alcohol or something like that. You feel me? Like, or, you know what I mean? Alcohol is a spirit, you feel me? And it make you act funny, and it, you know, it make you do different things. Would you say that you was depressed or depression, going through a state of depression?
I was going through depression. I was going through fighting with just rebuilding my life. And it's hard. And it's like that, like I say, you pour into so many people and you pour into so many things, and it don't reciprocate.
Right.
And everybody ain't gonna treat you like you treat them, and everybody ain't gonna be who you are to them. And it's hard when you that type of person to try to fathom, damn, I wouldn't do them like that.
I used to get mad. And couldn't control my emotions and stuff like that. See, like you just said, you look out for everybody, then there's that time you're going to need people and you don't get back what you got. So, you know what I mean? I used to get mad like, damn, I looked out for him. Like, damn, nigga ain't do this. You feel me? Okay, he not you.
Right.
So you have to realize that. You gave him that. You feel me? Because
and that was
you're
a choice.
Yeah, that was a choice.
But what BJ tell me all the time is, baby, take your wins. You did that. Take your wins. And you watch them people flourish, but you remember that that's a win.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You winning, girl. Like, you winning. Like, you done went through all this stuff and you still standing. Right. Take your wins. And I can end it with that.
You know what, you celebrate, you always celebrate your wins. You know, I always heard never let your wins, never let your wins go to your head. You know, never let your losses go to your heart.
You got to celebrate your losses too, bro.
You celebrate everything, man.
Celebrate.
Look,
you celebrate when you wake up in that.
Like when you, like they said, the terms of, you feel me, you ain't no boss until you took losses. You feel me? Like, you got to take losses to learn what it feel like to be.
Because you got to be able to appreciate. You got to be able to appreciate it because you done went through it. Right. So
Real Recognized Real Podcast 336, man. We out of here. Who do you got something to say?
Got something to say?
Y'all be sure to subscribe. Y'all be sure to share. We definitely appreciate you coming out here with us, man, telling your story. It was actually real dope. Like, this was a dope ass segment. I can't even front. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta stop cussing so much.
We're sorry.
Yeah, we gotta stop. OG wasn't talking as much.
Yeah, OG wasn't cussing.
You know,
he did a good job. Big up.
He good.
Give me some general.
Give me some shout outs. Now I'm about to start talking. You don't leave me alone, man. See what I'm saying?
Kid, give me some shout outs.
Cut it out.
All right, big shout outs to Hootie Mack. Big shout out to OG Juice Man.
OG, nah, fuck that. OG
yes,
Squeeze.
OG Squeeze.
See the fuck, I'm gonna get out of here.
Big shout out to Real Recognized Real. I really appreciate the opportunity for coming on here to be able to speak my truth, because I have been so quiet because I'm normally going live and I'm just amping out. But I'm glad to be able to be provided the space to actually, you know, say my truth. And I really, really, really would recommend that those individuals come on and, you know, say whatever they have to say.
Definitely reach out
to rebuttal on what we have discussed today, because everybody feels like
it's all about solutions at Real Recognized Real.
And we don't want no hood shit.
No.
You feel me? Like,
no hood.
No, we don't want that shit.
Give your shout out, Squeeze.
Man, I want to give a shout out to Cannon Boys, man. These boys making it happen. You feel me? They behind the scenes, man.
Cannon Boys.
Y'all clap for the Cannon Boys, man. Clap for the Cannon Boys,
awesome.
Man. Yeah, they always making it happen. Make sure our footage is dope. And I want to give a shout out to the Almighty God that I serve.
Amen.
You feel me? If it wasn't for Him, it wouldn't be for none of us. And I'm gonna end it with that.
All right, let me give a shout out, man, to definitely my real recognized real family, man. I love y'all. Let me give a shout out to my daughter, Lay. She's coming back off for her Thanksgiving break. Man, we got these we got these exams coming up, man. The first time she doing these college exams, man. So we're gonna pray that she gets through them.
She will.
I told her not to open her laptop or her book bag while she was at home for Thanksgiving break. Just clear your mind. We gotta reset, refocus, and recharge when we get back. So shout out to my kid. I love you, ladies. Shout out to everybody supporting Real, Recognize Real, man. We couldn't do this shit without y'all. I love y'all out there. Everybody, shout out to the Cannon Boys, man. The other half of the crew. Kia, we love you.
I love y'all.
Thank you for coming out. Till next time, Real, Recognize Real. Y'all be sure to subscribe. Y'all be sure to share. We love y'all. Peace, love. Already.
Work.